really big theme of question that we get all the time is, how do you incorporate people who lead worship like a prayer house style of worship, where it's like a prayer and intercession? You know what I mean by that? How do you incorporate that style of worship with corporate worship, or what's the difference, or, well, I don't do that, or we just do this, or so we get these questions about, well, what's the right answer of how to do corporate worship? Some people only want praise and songs, and some people only want, So we don't know everything. Big surprise. Just gonna throw it out there for you. But you guys are way too serious.
So I think sarcasm is the best form of humor.
Yeah. You need to get this real quick.
Just
We're
watch
sarcastic
Tony.
about everything. Everything. But what we feel really works, that we've seen, that's our best answer for it, is that there really is a time and a place for everything. So there's some churches that do corporate worship in a prayer and intercession style, where it's like a harp and bowl. Have you heard that term, harp and bowl? Where it's really a prayer and intercession style. Now, we don't do that, and people ask us why we don't do that. And it's because that we really value corporate being different than personal worship. Dano, who's coming the third week or the fourth week? Fourth week? He's going to go into all of that, about really what the difference and the value is on that style versus corporate worship. But what we feel is, we really feel the huge emphasis on doing everything we're doing as a corporate body. And it's what's going on in the room and what he's doing in the world, and it's a corporate thing other than what he's just doing in me. And I think a lot of people really confuse that when they do the corporate intercession versus the personal intercession. Does that make sense to you? Like, it's a lot more personal, and it's a lot about intercession and travail, and going for something and birthing something is really good, but it's not always meant to be corporate. Right. Does that make sense? Yeah. So there's some things, obviously, just in a relational basis that you talk about with a group, and there's things that you talk about one-on-one. Does that make sense? And so I think that we really need to be cautious of, when we get something in worship or a direction or something that we feel, that we just run it through the Holy Spirit and just go, is this something personally that I just need to take care of and target and shoot in the room with you and me, Holy Spirit? Or is this something that I need to go through and process out loud corporately? Does that make sense to you? So I think that you really need to, as a worship leader, you really need to process with the Lord as you're leading and you're getting stuff. Okay, is this something that's going on in the room that I need to war against? Because the very nature of something prophetic, quote unquote, is that you're hearing the Lord say something, and you then have the opportunity to take what you feel and figure out what you're supposed to do with it. You're not always supposed to sing, as I've learned the hard way many times, what you get. You need to, somebody asked me one time, what's your process for worship when you're on that stage? Because you seem to be like all over the chart. And I have a simple process. And my first process is to connect with the Lord and just worship. It's just vertical. Wham! There's nothing, what are you doing in the room? There's no fishing, there's nothing like that. It is magnify, exalt, praise, bless, upward, outward. Does that make sense?
Yep.
But so that's what I do first, is I connect with Him. And then from that room, I put my antenna out and get a gain of what He's doing in the room. And from there, I really run it past Him. What do you want to do with this? So I'll get a theme or something that's going on, or a phrase or something. And then I'll just kind of stew it. Like, I'll just kind of stir it. What do you want to do with this? And there may be a moment for it, there may be not. I may just pray it, I may sing it, I may prophesy the opposite of what I feel. So what you're getting in worship, even if you're a guitar player and you're getting this weird, like, I want to kill myself right now. That sounds harsh, but it's going to happen. You're going to get weird, wacky stuff where you're like, why am I feeling this right now? You'll be overwhelmed by something. You'll walk in the building totally fine. You'll walk up on the stage, and you'll be in the set, and all of a sudden, something, good, bad, or ugly, you're going to start feeling something. And you have an opportunity to take that and go, Lord, what is this? What's going on with this? Why am I feeling this way? And we need to make that a life process of through your day, you are wired as an emotional being. Men are actually wired more emotional than women. They learn to suppress it, but they are. And so you need to make your lifestyle of how you do life on a daily basis outside of the stage. You need to be aware of yourself and what's going on with you emotionally and spiritually, and learn to identify and process through that of what's you and what's not you. And when you create a lifestyle of doing this and knowing yourself and knowing Him and lining up to that and connecting with Him, you bring that to the stage so that there's no difference. There's no difference in your lifestyle into how you do music. And so when you're up there, you take what you're getting and you process it through and you figure out what He's saying in the room. Does that make sense? So it's a life process.